work I do here at MUSC now, I started a while back. I was probably a freshman in college, and I found out about the position. It started as a volunteer position, and I got an email through the psych department at CFC, because a lot of alums of CFC work at MUSC, such as myself now. And I started as a volunteer on the CARE AA study. We're looking at the impact of racial trauma on alcohol use disorder in Black Americans. And primarily we work with people in the Charleston area. And then the other study is the COPE study. And it's a study where we pair COPE therapy, which is a pre-existing therapy, with oxytocin to see if it improves therapy outcomes for veterans who have PTSD and alcohol use disorder. So between those studies, I do a lot of different things. I do a lot of back-end stuff like recruiting, getting people in the door, seeing if they're eligible to continue. Some other things like scheduling, I run some appointments, and then anything after that. Prolonged exposure with a type of cognitive behavioral therapy. So the patients talk about whatever their criterion A traumatic experience is. They talk about it over and over again in a way to come to terms of what they've experienced and be able to process it and work past it. And then oxytocin is basically a hormone that's naturally produced in everyone's body. And we're basically giving it a boost to see if it will increase the bond between the therapist and the patient to lead to overall better treatment outcomes. Trauma manifests in different ways, and especially in different populations. So we're basically trying to see how the specific relation between racial trauma in Black Americans, and if it manifests in alcohol use disorder, and if those racial experiences contribute to the amount of alcohol a person is drinking. There isn't a whole lot of research already out there on it, so we're literally doing the groundwork right now. My major and minor match exactly what that study is about, and that's the very first study I worked on. So I already had the interest coming into it, and then I saw the opportunity to work on the study, so it kind of just went hand in hand together. My experiences at CFC prepared me for transitioning here to MUSC, because the coursework I took, psychology, like learning the different things about PTSD and how just even the idea that it can manifest differently in different people, I learned that at CFC. And then my African American studies classes, we learned a lot about how certain things affect Black people in a different way than they might affect the larger population. And don't be afraid to reach out to those resources that are available at the college and go beyond what you think you're capable of, because a lot of times people might hold themselves back. They might think, oh, I don't have the qualifications for that. Go beyond what you think you're capable of.